Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one.
Okay, you were literally working like 10 seconds ago, mate. What changed? There we go. Alright. The question is, what is the audio balance like? I think we're good. Let's get to it. Yeah, new banner. Let's see who we got. Is there a way to like tell who's actually summonable? That's I'll go with that one. I have no wishes available. The question, like, I don't know who to go for. I should probably get that. I can't really Did I really develop controllers with this thing too? Oh Lord Almighty. Is it how many? Is it just one prior gen? Oh my goodness. Look, if I had a second team, I'd be able to get to the second floor. Or it's the 8th floor, not the second. Oh Lord. How did he do it? Hey, Magic Man, how did you do it? This thing's super far up again. Why is it not like... Ooh, I didn't need to do that. Yeah, altars it like that, but not the way I want it to. Ooh. Used to be hotkeys I could press. I think it was Alt. Was it F? It was. Nope. Okay. That is better than it was. So. That one's outside. I thought it was inside, so we'll go down here first.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads,
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Could he be guilty?
Wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. That's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Is there a special way to get up on the stage?
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure in her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connection. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
I know you're hurting somewhere out there. Are you lonely like me? Distance came out of nowhere. Drowning slowly, forgot how to breathe. Never thought we'd go apart. You never break my stupid heart. You took it all from me. Looked so different at the start, but now I'm searching in the dark for what we used to be. In my head, I still remember it all. Lost again, catch me, don't let me fall.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
What was it called? Why can I not remember, like, what the official name of that is? Did this freeze? It did. Or did this freeze? Not bad. Maybe it's a little finicky. Trying to find a certain thing real quick.
Stupid heart, you took it all from me. Look looked so different at the start, but now I'm searching in the dark for what we used to be. In my head, I still remember it all. Lost again, catch me, don't let me fall. No, just hold me like you do. Just hold me like you do. Oh, hold me like you do. Just hold me like you do, like you used to. Hold me like you do.
I've been learning how to love again. It's like a rush of blood straight to my head. I've been learning how to love again. I can feel it crawling under my skin. Just don't know why it's taking me all this time. Mending all these worn out feelings in my mind. I just wanna love me like you do. I just wanna love me like you do. I've been chasing all these feelings, but I couldn't even hear my truth. I've been running from emotions every time I feel something new. I just wanna I've been learning how to be a friend. I'm not the same like when I used to be. 'Cause now I'm better than I've ever been. Just being me now, you can call it a sin. Just don't know why it's taking me all this time. Mending all these worn out feelings in my mind. I just wanna love me like you do. I just wanna love me like you do. I've been chasing all these feelings, but I couldn't even hear my truth. I've been running from emotions every time I feel something new. I just wanna I just wanna
I love when things don't work for me. This thing was literally up here a second ago. And here we are having issues with it. for whatever reason, it zooms in, so.
I farted and a poopy almost slipped out.
Oh, what the fuck? Now you gotta figure out how to end that. Prank. It's every category, is it not? It is every category. Alright. Thought I'd finished doing all this, but apparently not. Alright, we'll do that part later. Don't mind me. This should freeze again. It did. Doing too much. I'm getting sick. And just crashes again. Like, I don't know why it does this. I really don't. It just keeps crashing. It was working fine earlier. And it crashes again. Like, there's no reason. Like, what the heck is going on here?
know my heart and in my soul, you're the one good thing. And I don't think I've ever been so low, 'cause losing you is worse than losing hope. And baby, I could never let you go. You're the one good thing I know. So tell me that it's all okay. Tell me we will find a better way. Just tell me that it's all okay. Just tell me that we'll find a better way. A better way, a better day. There's gotta be, it's you and me, it's everything. A better way, a better day. Just promise me we'll find a better way. Just promise me we'll find a better way. Just promise me we'll find a better way. No, I don't wanna blow up on the phone. Baby, we should never sleep alone. This isn't how we used to speak so cold. Remember when our hearts would overflow? So tell me that it's all okay. Tell me we will find a better way. Just tell me that it's all okay. Just tell me that we'll find a better way. A better way, a better day. There's gotta be, it's you and me, it's everything. A better way, a better day. Just promise me we'll find a better way. I lost your love, I fucked it up, but we'll be found again. It's not enough, I won't give up, I swear it's not the end.
This is being incredibly buggy and I don't know why.
There's gotta be, it's you and me, it's everything. A better way, a better day. Just promise me we'll find a better way.
Alright. Clue searching. See, this thing's still here though, apparently. What's going on? I'm not gonna be dead.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Do we need an actual, like, police investigation?
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See? Told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're all on that with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number sequence? Hector?
trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? A lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us, too.
Let's just see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better writing.
I love the glasses.
Still talking to the
Am I gonna have to remember all of this? Because that's not gonna happen.
I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later. Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems like
Oh my god, I like it. I clicked them all away.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned.
Oh, it's because he's talking to the guard.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Hey!
For a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So why didn't you give him...
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stemmed from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now! But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
She was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But that's
not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times. But liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her. Alright, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless question from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera? And why would that be? See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
I think they
How
approve.
wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then
Alright, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more likely.
far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Oh.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Alrighty then.
Not a word.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks! Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here, at least not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I could not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So,
Ugh.
safe to say the girl couldn't have left.
Lots of dribble.
Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful info. the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Am I free to leave? Because I'm gonna leave. I'm not free to leave.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I pull a rose out of my hat as a gift.
You may spare the pleasantries.
You've arrived. Who's this? Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Oh. Because her umbrellas again.
Got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
That? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Ooh. Oh lord. Legs.
Very good indeed.
Function.
I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as the 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was being moved along the trolley. All while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right. You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
What about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Lily's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
It's just basing the fact that you two are the only twins in existence.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. Yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. If we have a look around, I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Okay. Showtime is open. Okay, cool. It worked. Oh, there's so much stuff down here.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why was there be water here?
Oh, I don't know. It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear.
Oh, Lord, hello, Nick. It's just me and you in here. I'll be doing Monster Hunter here in a little bit.
Moves along tracks from start to finish.
Gotta get the move on.
Base at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Clothes are here.
I
She's nowhere to be found.
played this game off and on since it released, and I recently met some people in VR that play it, and they looped me back into it, and I was kind of hooked on it. Like it isn't obvious. Like I'm literally an investigator right now. I can't leave the area either because it'll affect the quest apparently.
What's this? Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh. There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Hey. Yeah, you know me. Doesn't take much to convince me to go back to something.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Why
That's number 9. I didn't want to post that in the group chat, so I decided to send it to you personally. Dude, there's so much to check here. Dude, I still need to do more Outward too. I need to beat the DLC. That's what I need to do. That's honestly what I really want to work towards. But I know everybody's been hooked on Monster Hunter, and I still have Rise downloaded as well. Need to play more of that.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you have that family event going on or something?
You're right. Let Paimon write that down.
I have so much to do. Like, I don't know. It's an Outward. I love the game, but like a gorgeous amount of preparation goes into everything. Which is great, but terrible at the same time. Come on. Quit being picky with me. Thank you.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies.
Oh, dude. Imagine Outward of all games being my first platinum. That'd be wild.
Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the upper house's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Should I make a Code Sonic? Should we just do like the no death playthrough on Sunday? Code Sonic Archer. Because I have all the gear necessary, it'd be a simple transfer.
Alta's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Bows and traps. The traps are in Levant. Wait, I think I already have a Code Sonic. Oh, but he might have died. Never mind, I'll have to start over. It'd be easier just to start over. Yeah. I'll do that then.
Defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the oratrice. Simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
The Wild Hunter tree. Merc. For Fresh Flight, and then Warrior Monk. Why the Warrior Monk? Is that where the discipline bin comes from? Yeah, isn't it? Dude, I need to look at all his passives again.
Both sides have finished speaking. The Chief Justice then, finally, the Trace will be consulted by
Yeah, because you really don't need anything besides for like boons.
will of justice itself.
Traps will do everything. I should try to get like a bunch of materials together too for like bombs. You can craft those, right? I don't need to find them.
Yes, the gods also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial. Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies, that makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case.
No, do warrior. I have
To spread key information about the case ahead of time.
the Master Kazite armor and a murmur bow. Well, I'm not gonna complain there. I'm sure you have plenty of everything. You've been playing that game forever. You know, the one nice thing with streaming with remote play to my PC is I can just switch games. Usually if you're streaming directly on PS5, you gotta shut down the stream, switch the game, start it up again, and hope people stick around. I should set up restream so I can stream to Kick as well. It's been super buggy today though, or at least tonight. Remote play, it, like, keeps randomly crashing on me. I'm just gonna go ahead and switch up. Let's go over here. Once this dialogue's up and I have the option to quit to menu, I'm gonna switch over to Monster Hunter. I'm so rusty, dude. I tried to hunt a Titsu earlier, but of course, as soon as I get to the Titsu, a Tempered Zenogre shows up, and as I fight them, what is the beefed version of Tigrix shows up, and I'm like, you know, I think we're just gonna stop it right there. That's enough of that.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snack soon enough.
It was not a good moment. And I'm over here with my insect glaive, which has like the healing factor on it. Yeah, Brute Tigrix. I don't. This is my biggest pet peeve about this game, is there's so much talking. Like, the storyline is great. Like, I love the story. But it is so much talk. And I can sit here with auto on and do my own thing. Or I could sit here spamming X. But it still takes like 5 minutes of conversation. Though I have to admit, the ones I've listened to thoroughly are really good. Yeah, so I've only really played like 2 of the Sword Art Online games, and Genshin and its conspirators, and the other ones I've played even less. So I'm not really used to this type. Like, Skyrim is like my main RPG, obviously, so.
Eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorites. No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Can I? No. Okay. Oh, it's so long. And the thing is, if like I back out now, I'll probably have to start this entire dialogue sequence over.
Magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course. They lacked any logical motive.
Exactly. Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
See ya, man. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in.
Power bass and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
I might think that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Okay.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
I really want to go try and craft my weapon, so if we could hurry this up, that'd be great.
Poor coward.
Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic box in order to murder Paul before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to prove that she had any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troops member.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Nadia.
They are my
All she cares about is the food. She's the food.
I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might...
No. Being greedy is one thing. Besides, Mima knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon?
That's suspicious.
You! If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose, Belouse, set up the stove again, if you would.
What are you...
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly! You don't want to...
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well,
You've still got
Somebody's
some time.
being
As
healthy.
attorney, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
alright. Thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Belouse, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case.
No, can I travel? Nope, I don't got it. We literally just get to sit here and wait through the night inside of the opera house. So I just keep passing down. Wait until the following day.
They should help you review the situation.
8 and 10. So another day. Did it say 2 days? I might have been wrong. I have to be intelligent. And I wasn't paying attention, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how
To be honest,
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help. Well, now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farid, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Powell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Heart?
The House of the Heart?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearance was one of Tsu's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
I don't like her.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny. What did
Mr. Linney, first, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of Are These Claims True? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
So he lied.
I knew it.
Well, that's it. Might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Why are there so few people here, though?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is...
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick to Miss in that case, my dear audience. Let's allow the joy of victory to speak for a little.
Shit.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydra... I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
Very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization's very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
You both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Damn, Paimon. You tell him.
I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute the steps.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. What should have been
Interesting.
impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. boy seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
So does the voice have to do with everything?
The homicide occurred just as you saw.
That explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay, thank you.
Let's give it a shot. Maybe for two, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt, as one should.
Hydro Archon's accusations. We're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh? Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Okay.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house. Finally, he used the box to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterwards, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice regardless through the magic box in the audience stands. Before operating the devices such that Cowl's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Lily experienced and what he saw.
Hold on. Select evidence to refute.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective result. Seems this won't.
Am I missing like evidence or something at this point?
According to Lily, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Every day we escape, losing all of our faith. We can't live this way. Feel me slowly fade away. Feel me slowly fade away. Every day I feel time slipping, passing.
Seems this won't.
I don't like. Okay.
Just can't really seem to stay.
Let's say that on pause because this has to be the. How? At this point, I'm guessing. Because none of this feels like it matches, and I feel like I'm missing a bunch of evidence.
Lenny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core.
It's the only things I think with blue ones can actually identify.
Lenny did not.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! On the count
Damn. Very nice. Refuted.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident? That's right! My reasoning? If that's the case, then if who hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! That's why they're partners of mine.
Oh, that's great.
To turn things around. Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? But you're saying that he wasn't.
Uh-huh.
This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The clue he used to disprove his alibi has now become the best
Fucking Paimon.
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crime, then who was it?
Involved? Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have... Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Could there have been a third person? Halsey is the missing person.
I don't know.
Is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. No one entered or left the Opera House through. The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey. Winnie was not in the tunnel at that moment. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. Halsey's clothing is in the tunnel. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or left the... The deceased's name is Cowell. The sound we heard may have... The deceased's name is Cowell. No one entered or left. The sound we heard may have come. The deceased's name is Cowell. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. Minnie was not in the tunnel at that moment. No one entered or left.
But it's still incorrect. Alright, so you have to fail it.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not just like the trick as it transpires, the end result must have been utterly different from...
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem... It's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Excuse.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Minnie was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... The deceased's name is Cowell. The vase was not broken by chance.
Okay.
It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This must be. Ice magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps a new line of reason. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on it. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of the rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an... Guards, please step into the...
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cal's baggage. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea. The note's contents also indicate that Cal belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It's empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Better believe it.
It's just a coincidence, isn't it?
The mysteries up and down.
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
All when stuff breaks.
Hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hut! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cal's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The deceased's name is Cal. The rope that held the water tank up. Now it seems like the hook. The water from the primordial sea. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember it was...
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan,
Ugh.
Selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
It does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Even I think they sound convincing now.
No. It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that his notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me, and I shall now invite him on stage to show.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be. Does this not clear all doubt, my dear citizens? My loyal... Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution, having made modifications to the props beforehand. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Connell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became... Now, as much as I... Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end of the...
Seems using the water as new evidence.
I think we've all seen enough now. I believe this is indeed... Now then, my good, noble... Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little... I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh right before your very... What in the world?
No offense, miss, but miracles like...
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while once everyone believes the illusion. Can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? On, Lenny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry, but as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think
I understand.
And voila.
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it...
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed
Damn.
Cowell. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there, and I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
No wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Maripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Looks so different at the start, but now I'm searching in the dark for what we used to be. In my head, I still remember it all. Lost again, catch me totally fall.
This time, you need to tell the entire story from Lily Ann's perspective.
Just all I can do.
I've been learning how to love again. It's like a rush of blood straight to my head. I've been learning how to love again. I can feel it crawling under my skin. Just don't know why it's taking me all this time. Mending all these worn out feelings in my mind. I just wanna love me like you do. I just wanna love me like you do. I've been chasing all these feelings, but I couldn't even hear my truth. I've been running from emotions every time I feel something new. I just wanna I've been learning how to be a friend. I'm not the same like when I used to be. 'Cause now I'm better than I've ever been. Just being me now, you can call it a sin. Just don't know why it's taking me all this time.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't bug out. You're gonna bug out. So it's every time I switch scenes. It is. See, I can, that little, yep. Didn't I pin this to the freaking... into taskbar. It's getting irritating at the point. Because I can't switch scenes without it crashing. And now it's back to its like crashing multiple times bullshit. It's like it's having like memory issues or something. Or like the CPU doesn't jump below or above like 15 and it's only for like half a second and then it's done. Okay.
The flower vase. Lillian was.
And it's Ace Detective time on time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved. He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief.
Okay.
Made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Ah, crap.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed ice. He tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes.
Nice.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. That is sneaky.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Yeah.
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
What's that? She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the water marks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Look at me with those eyes. I agree. And can you see the way my heart just ignites? We can go out, we can show them, live like we want to, live like we want to.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not
Can time on.
Great work, partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an How did you find the water from the primordial?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to bless it.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Kupo Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of it.
Yes! I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Losing you was worse than losing hope. Baby, I could never let you go. You're the one.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
This is proving to be very lengthy. Been doing this exclusively for 2 hours.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait. I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the team, I guess. But regardless, I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire as for a while of Fatus. It's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, whom you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Knave? the one who controls the House of the Heart?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the street. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he... I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner. And to my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. And we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my...
So you went from orphans to nobility?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate was on our side. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my... He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
It took a while for me to realize just
Damn.
how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Annette waited a long time after we returned home. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as...
No. But what if when he's lost,
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption and foster care. I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the nave.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement. The knave, might have seen something in me, and the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first.
So that's how the two of you joined the House of the Heart?
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way.
So, she believes...
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of... Everyone at Hotel Booth d'été, including the knave, has to us orphans the only connection we have with...
So, from small deeds like distributing magic
It's alright. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I do. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to...
Damn, you took that personally. I mean, rightfully so. Sure, you haven't exactly, been kind.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended? Were you looking for us now?
Nah,
This whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides! And given that there's new evidence for...
I see. I won't lie. I'm sorry. I might have been...
Don't say that.
And we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I am a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, should we have a farewell meal?
Huh? Do we live...
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't... You don't have to...
My lord.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then. Let's have a...
That was just Act 1. It took like 2 hours, and that wasn't even like from the beginning. That was just Oh my goodness. Hey, hon. So gross. See, free to play is great because it gives you lots of ways to get the prima gems, but they're not very efficient unless you specifically hunt for them. Here, hold on. Let me just go over here and do something real quick. Did that, and now I need to... Hold on. I wonder, can I force this into... No, okay. What was the other thing I was looking at? Oh, right. Inventory. Where is it? Okay, I gotta go make myself some dinner. Roar. I'm ending the stream, hun. Oh, I forgot to set up that last thing anyway. Ugh. We'll just do that. I'm popping off.